This is Brandon Mendenhall from the Mendenhall Experiment, and you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast.
One, two, three, four. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
I am doing good to see you.
Likewise, hold on, I'm going to get this set up eventually. That'll work.
That
How are
works
you?
perfectly. I'm doing great, thank you. Where are you located in real life?
I am in Riverside, California,
Oh,
just
okay.
about 60 miles southeast of Los Angeles.
I'm clear across the globe or across the continent from you. I'm in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, wow. Cool country, man.
Yeah, I like it. And a good metal scene here. Lamb of God, Guar, Municipal Waste, everybody.
Heck yeah, and you're not paying $1 million a month for rent.
You're right. So let's talk about the Mendenhall experiments. I new to the New to you totally. I was just telling a friend of mine a little bit ago. I've done interviews today all day, and three of the four bands I had never heard of until this came up. And once I got turned on to them, like, holy crap, this is good. So thank you. And what's been the response to Say It so far? Has it been pretty good?
The response to, excuse me, the response to say it has been, it's been good. It's been good. It's been a little slow, or slower than usual, but just getting the word out that we put out something new, I think has been the biggest challenge. It was supposed to come out last month when we were on tour, and the label dropped the ball, so we got delayed like almost a month. Um, but it's out now, and we're just kind of trying to get the word out.
Nice. And so that's good. It's been pretty decent anyway. So for fans not familiar with you like I was, and I did some back history research, but your road is a different sort of road to get to this point, right? You were born with
Cerebral palsy. So for those that are unfamiliar with what or who the Mendenhall experiment is. The Mendenhall experiment is my literal experiment. Can the dude born with cerebral palsy create a band, write a bunch of songs, and then elevate that band to a national level of success? And I think that we can say that we've achieved that. It's just
absolutely.
now continuing it and being the rock band that we are, and using the band as a vehicle to raise disability awareness worldwide.
Nice. So then lyrics, do you ever feel like I mean, they're very personal lyrics, but do you ever feel like you're putting too much of yourself out there?
I mean, honestly, I kind of felt like that when we did the movie. We did a full length feature documentary film called Mind Over Matter. It chronicles my entire journey
Hmm.
in music, from having cerebral palsy and having everybody tell me, "Oh, you'll never achieve this. You'll never be able to do this. This is impossible." Like, what are you doing? You're just gonna set yourself up for failure. And I was always the guy that wouldn't take no for an answer. And I basically said, F you guys, I'm gonna do it anyway. And you're gonna watch me do it a- along the way. And that's exactly what I did. But when we did the film, I very much felt like that. I felt like, am I giving too much of myself to the public? I'm putting everybody out there to kind of put underneath a magnifying glass and,
Right.
criticize me left, right, and center. Um, but luckily, I haven't received a lot of criticism. You get the occasional a-hole that thinks, oh, look at them, they've got all these endorsements, and they've got all these rock star features, they've worked with Korn, and Nine Inch Nails and Alice Cooper's guitarist and all that stuff was just given to them because he has a disability and they feel sorry for him.
And they couldn't be
And
further from the truth.
exactly, I'm like, really? Really? Do you really think that's how the music industry works? Do you really think that's how company endorsements work? They give me stuff because they pity me, but it doesn't check out, man. It just doesn't.
So were these songs very cathartic for you?
Um, musically, like writing the music part, absolutely, absolutely. The lyric part, I have to give credit where credit is due. I don't write the lyrics, so most of our lyrical content came from our first vocalist Mario Valadez and our current vocalist Elise Hayes. They do all the writing lyrically. They just take inspiration from what I've been through in my life
Right.
and take that inspiration and make something positive. Like our whole thing is how do you take a negative situation and turn it into a positive success?
Do you feel that's your sort of mission or calling?
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like um, with my condition, I struggled with it when I was a kid, like trying to find my place in life and in the world. Like, why am I like this? Why was I born this way? I was mad at God for many years. Why me? And I finally came to the conclusion that I was put on this earth this way because I've been given a gift to use my talents and use my musical voice to help inspire and change the lives of other people.
So mind if I keep going on this track for a second?
Of course,
Are you a spiritual person then, Brandon?
I yes. Now, current day, I'm very spiritual. I have my own personal relationship with God. I don't push it on anybody, but I definitely have my own relationship and my own preservation.
Perfect. Yeah, I thought so from some of those answers since I was just trying to get a little further. So what does this look like live for you? Is this on the agenda?
Um, but like playing live, yeah,
Yeah.
touring, yeah, that's basically gonna be the rest of 2024 for us.
Oh, nice.
Like, we're not releasing. Well, let me backtrack. We are going to release the next EP, Chasing Ghosts, which say it is the second single off of Chasing Ghosts that will come out by the end of the summer. Um, and we're just going to tour the rest of 2024 on not only Against the Odds, our current EP, but
Right. But I guess a newer
Chasing
one
Ghosts, the upcoming. So we're kind of going to tour on those two records
in one.
congruently, you know?
That's pretty wild. So fans will get a chance to hear some new stuff maybe before it's out.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We play Say It live before we put it on the record. We usually do that. We we'll write something and we'll have it perfected and we'll know that it's going to be on an upcoming record and we'll play it live just because we want to get the feel for it for the fans and we always want to keep things interesting.
So then you could take it back and tweak what didn't work.
Exactly. If there's a part in there that absolutely feel like just falls off a cliff when you get to the live setting, then we'll go back and tweak it.
Nice. Are you one of those bands that is constantly writing then if you've got already another setup?
We are and we aren't. I am very much a vibey kind of musician where I tend to write in, I call them like growth spurts almost, because I'll write for an extended period of time, and then I won't open up Pro Tools for like months.
Really?
I go in when I go in sections when the inspiration hits me, and I usually don't do a lot of writing during the summer because it's ungodly hot here in California. But I think this year is going to be the exception because I have a handful of ideas that I want to hammer out, and I can kind of feel it building in me that I'm going to start writing and figuring all that stuff out soon.
Okay, cool.
I have to. We
Right.
have we have to figure out what the next record's going to be. So
Do you spend time trying to make sure it's not the previous record? Like it's not an extension?
yes and no. Yes and no. I criticize myself about like when I'm writing riffs and stuff. Like I'll criticize myself on what chords I'm using, what progressions I'm using.
Right.
Oh, this sounds too much like that song, or too much like this song, or we use those chords already. But
Right.
you gotta kind of take yourself out of that too, because at the end of the day, there's only 12 notes on the fretboard. You're gonna rinse and repeat something sooner or later.
Right. Especially if you're in that sort of vibe or style. And I know you
Yeah,
can't and I know you can't like reinvent yourself because you don't want to lose your wheelhouse and your fan
no,
base.
no, and especially with my disability and my cerebral palsy, like my wheelhouse is kind of my wheelhouse. Like
Right.
it's where I can function with the disability. So um, I kind of figured out what I can do on the guitar, and I focus on what I'm good at, what I'm great at, and I
Right.
kind of stay there.
It's something we all should do, right? Focus on what you're great at and stay there.
And I look at bands like Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden made an entire career over rinsing and repeating the same album for
Yep.
15 albums. So it's like
Yes.
I'm not saying that we're gonna do that, but I don't feel bad if we rinse and repeat
No,
something.
that's a great analogy, and you're right. I mean, they haven't changed much at all, except for that little Blaze Bailey stuff, and even then, it was still Iron Maiden. That's
They
it's
said it
a
themselves.
chugging power metal thing. Yeah.
They said it themselves. They know what they like, and they're not afraid to deliver what they like. And if you
And
don't
what
like
they
it,
know
you
their
don't like
core
it.
likes. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. That is all I had from my end. Did I miss something you wanted to cover?
Um. No, just that. Please, if anyone out there hasn't seen the movie Mind Over Matter, you can go stream it on YouTube streaming now. You can find it for free on Crackle. You can get it from the Sumerian Records website under the Sumerian Films tab. There's a Mind Over Matter website where you can buy a physical copy of the DVD. You can get the T-shirts, the guitar straps, all the merchandise. If your heart desires, check out the mendenhallexperiment.com for anything Mendenhall Experiment current. You'll find all of our socials on there. You'll find all of our tour dates on there, and what we're up to. So that is your main hub for anything Mendenhall Experiment, the mendenhallexperiment.com.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate your time. I'm so amazed at the way this day is turning out with all these new bands I'm discovering.
Please do check us out, man. If you haven't heard of us or you haven't seen us, we've got uh we've got 4 or 5 different music videos on YouTube. We've got tons of live footage. We've got 2 records on Spotify, and the documentary. If you take the time to watch it, you will not be disappointed.
Awesome. Thank you for taking the time. I appreciate you. Be well. Stay safe.
Thank you,
Have a good
bud.
summer. Cheers.
Take care.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.